When you consider the five senses, the eye contact is important because it brings connection. Let me mention them, my friend.
Yeah, all of them are very good.
The touch is important. Yes, which you don't get. No, my point is this.
Hi everybody, welcome to Mike and Christelle podcast, where family meets faith and fun. What are we talking about today?
So you don't want to mention the title. Is masturbation okay for couples?
That is exactly what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
But before we talk about it, remember to subscribe. Remember to click the notification bell if you want to know what we post next time.
Great.
Okay, let's go.
So the point is, we want to talk about things that we know most people are thinking about silently, but we can talk about loudly. That's the purpose of this. We are not going to define masturbation because you know what it is. The fact that you've clicked to watch this video or listen to this podcast, that means you know what you are after.
Yeah.
You want to know what we think about it. So we are going to go straight to the point.
Yeah.
We are not going to approach this topic from medical viewpoint, so because we know there are many opinions out there. There's even professional people who will recommend masturbation for some people. In a relationship, you are married, you love each other. Is it okay to bring masturbation in your relationship? Is it okay to do it? So let's stick to that particular aspect of it in your relationship. So the first thing is,
Why do people do that? Why do people masturbate?
There are different reasons why people masturbate. Some people claim that masturbation helps them to get the pleasure without having to
Worry about
someone else. Yeah, it's a quick fix. It's a quick fix. You just want to release some pressure. You just want to.
You have a lot of pressure indeed.
Yes, you just want to not just release pressure. You want to feel good. You want to feel good. You just do. So that is one. So you instead of having to wait, maybe your spouse is not well, or maybe something is happening, you just feel like, okay, she's busy or he's busy or whatever. So that is one aspect of it.
Okay.
So you don't. Either they don't want or you don't want to involve them. Yeah. So you feel like,
so that's one. What's two?
Oh, there are many, babe. Let me think of some. I'm talking about the things that I've heard, the things that I've seen. So let me try to remember another one. Another one is for couples, very good, loving couples, but one of them is not around. So in agreement for the two of them, they agree to masturbate. Most of the time, this one is not necessary. I don't know if I can call this masturbation, but it fits under that category.
Okay.
But people can call it phone sex or Skype sex or on screen. But it's between the two of you in agreement. You agree that let's do this because you are not here. Let's enjoy this sex together in a distance. So you will still be masturbating, but you are. Your spouse is on the other end. Yeah. Another one?
No. Don't give me another one. I think
there is another one if you want. Yeah.
Okay. Give me another one.
Yeah. Okay. Good. You've heard enough of it.
Let's go.
Another one is some people are addicted to it.
Yeah, that's true.
So it doesn't matter, even if they're having good sex in their relationship, they will still go and masturbate. Even if they can use it as an excuse, but there's no excuse this time. It's just an addiction. It's something that they do, and that's the third category. Yeah.
Some of the negative effects of masturbation are, first of all, it's selfishness. Because when someone's masturbating, they are not connecting to their spouses.
Yes.
They are preventing. It's like they're taking that away from
Definitely.
their
taking
spouse.
away the connection from their spouses.
Yeah, it's like a self-reliance thing. Which
Yes.
self-reliance is not a bad thing. But in this case,
Yeah, marriage is designed to be shared. The pleasure of lovemaking is supposed to be shared. But in most cases, when people masturbate, they
bring all the focus on them.
It's about me. It's about my pleasure. Yes, exactly.
And when you think like that, already there's an issue in your.
There is an issue. There is an issue.
It can't be. Marriage cannot just be about you. It's about the both of you. And
yes,
the first thing you should do is to think about the other person.
Yes. And mostly lovemaking is about the other person. Of course, you need also to enjoy, but you need to make the other person happy in the relationship. So it's selfish to take masturbation as your solution to your sexual desires. And not only that, when we talk about marriage, we see connection, we see oneness. The Bible says you become one flesh. You don't become one flesh when you exchange vows. As important as vows are, it doesn't make you one flesh. It's the commitment to stay one, but it's the lovemaking when you consummate your marriage is when you have sex. That's when you become one. That's why even Paul says that when you sleep with a prostitute, to become one flesh with the prostitute.
Yeah, because it's not necessarily people see it as a physical
exchange. It's not
only that. It's more than that.
It is a physical exchange.
It is a physical, spiritual, emotional. It touches the whole person.
I believe that
we need to treat it with that
respect. Yes, I believe that a great love making or a great sex involve all six senses. With the sixth one, I will call that a spiritual aspect of a person. Your spirits also get
I want to call it the first sense.
The first sense, okay.
It should be the first sense.
But when you consider the five senses, the eye contact is important because it brings connection. Let me mention them, my friend.
Yeah, all of them are very good.
The touch is important. Yes, which you don't get. No, my point is this. It keeps you away from touching each other.
So the problem, the person who's doing masturbation, they don't want to involve the person, so they don't.
That's what I call. That's why.
That means
it doesn't mean they don't want it. Maybe they don't value it, and that's selfishness. Because you need to exchange that touch, even smell, to feel the other person's smell. If the person
does not want it, they don't want to feel anything, taste anything.
Tests. You want to test the other person.
That's why I'm a bit confused with the smell and test there.
In a great love making, all your five senses are activated.
Yes.
And that is when the connection comes. Like your eye contact, it's important because you look at each other and you feel each other through your eyes.
Yeah.
Your smell senses, I can say the aroma or each other's body, and your taste is activated. All those things, your touch, everything that is going on there is connecting the two of you to become one. You are preventing your spouse from the oneness, the connection that is supposed to come from lovemaking by relying on your masturbation.
Another thing to consider is that when someone's masturbating, like one of the spouses is masturbating, what is going on in their mind? Like what is going on in their mind is very important. We need to talk about that as well.
Yes. The first one we spoke about, selfishness, that you close yourself in this bubble that you are enjoying yourself. It's about you.
It's how you feel and stuff.
But the second point is, what are you thinking about when you are there? Are you really thinking about your spouse? Are you
I don't think you
fantasizing
are.
about your wife?
Thinking about something else.
That thing is the issue, because that I will call that emotional cheating or just cheating. Even if you're not sleeping with anyone, but in your mind you are.
Some people, sometimes we tend to think that, it's emotional thinking. It's a bit lower. It's not like physical cheating is a big deal. So emotional
it's a big
cheating,
deal.
it's just, tiny. You can get.
Maybe because I'm a man, I wouldn't know what you women you think about. But
yes, you wouldn't.
But for men, I would say I know that it's almost impossible for a man to masturbate without picturing someone.
For a woman as well.
And that's why most people use.
For a woman as well.
That's why people use images, maybe movies or something, just an image to bring that, to give you that stimulation. that's a big issue, because if you are a married person and you are fantasizing about another woman, it doesn't matter who that woman is. It's wrong. It is cheating. It is cheating.
Yeah.
I think it is wrong to bring a third person in your mind.
Yeah. For us believers, that's a sin.
It is a sin.
It's very
and Jesus
dangerous.
confirms that in Matthew chapter
Yeah.
5 verse 28, when he says that if you think of a woman lustfully, you have sinned with her in your heart. That means you are already...
He raises the bar. Like
Yes.
it goes to, you think about someone like that means you've done exactly
the
act
act
that you like.
you have done
You're thinking, I'm not doing that one.
Yeah. I strongly believe that it's impossible to
Yes.
masturbate without imagination. And what happens in your imagination is the issue. Who are you thinking about?
If you think it's an issue, then there's a solution. You can see a specialist or someone.
Yes, and that leads us to the third point. It is lazy to masturbate. Why? Because maintaining a good sex life requires work. For you to have...
Maintaining anything requires work.
Yes.
Any single thing.
And that's why it is lazy to masturbate, because you have to work on other issues in your relationship in order to have a good sex life in your marriage.
Yeah, so the dude or the dude-s is lazy.
Yeah, the girl. It is the girl who is lazy in this case.
The boy is lazy.
No, the girl is lazy. She doesn't want to deal with the issue. So
the boy is lazy. Yeah.
So that is the point. Maintaining a good sex life it takes work. So if you find satisfaction in your masturbation, then you have avoided to deal with the negotiations of having a good sex with your spouse. It takes negotiation. It takes compromise. It takes work to lead each other all the time to the place where you can have sex.
Let's put it this way. It takes forgetting about you and thinking about the other person.
Yes.
About your spouse. And so if you are the only person in your mind, the only person that we need to think about, everything revolves around you. There's a big issue.
There is
you
a
are
problem.
very lazy, my friend.
Yeah. Sorry for telling you the truth. But that's the issue. Most people who masturbate, they think about themselves. They think about their pleasure and what they came for in the relationship. Yeah. While if it's possible, start by looking at, which it is possible, start by looking at what is happening in your relationship.
Yeah.
Which work do both of you have to put in so that you can have a good relationship, not only a good relationship, but a romantic relationship, and build those skills. Learn how to satisfy each other. Learn. It is possible to work on your relationship and really enjoy. Hope. So those are three things we may say may go wrong with masturbation. It's selfishness. It is emotional cheating, or it's just cheating. Let's just call it cheating, and it's also a sin before God. And don't get us wrong, we call it sin because of the imagination, because of what you think about. That is what we see. Let's be clear there. That's what we think it is wrong about it. Because
you can't do it without imagination.
Almost can't.
That means
if you can, you are a hero.
You can't.
Maybe you can.
No, you can't.
Tell us what you think. Tell us what you think if you can. Be honest.
Let's take a poll. Can you or can't you?
Can you masturbate without imagination? Tell us what you think.
It's impossible.
I
don't believe it.
So if you are serious about your relationship and you are serious about your relationship with God, you know already what to do. And this is not something you need to take. That is something you need to take at heart. Like we are not judging anyone. No. We are not blaming anyone.
Absolutely. If anything, we're trying to help.
We are trying to help. Yes. If your issue is addiction, if you've been caught into it, find help. Prayer, counseling.
That's so good. Find help, because some people are masturbating as an addiction.
Yes.
And doing other addictions as well.
Yes.
So you really need a holistic help.
Yes. You need to talk to someone. Need to someone to help you to get out of that.
Yeah.
That is not good. If you read some negative effects of addiction, even medical negative effects, you will realize that it's not good for you. Yeah, they will tell you there's some positive aspect to it, but for Christians, what positive aspects to it do you want if it involves sin? So the solution is the cure is more dangerous than the sickness. So don't just go there. In the context of relationship, we think it's lazy not to work on your sex life, not to negotiate the terms of your romance and learn the skills to please each other. We think it is lazy.
And we think it's selfish. Just having life cannot be revolving around you alone. You need to be willing to.
Marriage is not about you.
No, it's not about you. You need to think about your spouse.
Yeah, and we also think it's cheating. It's cheating to imagine another person when you are masturbating.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening and watching. We hope this was a good,
insightful
episode for you. And see you next time. Remember, when family is healthy, the nation is healthy. Bye.